Is it better, Susan? Better.
And then they can hear me now. Hi, everybody. Let's do this whole thing again. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Get on out of that quad, that student union. Empty it on out. Climb on into class here. This Days for Dummies is in session. Who do we got? Bridget. Bridget is here. Hey, Bridget. Jeannie is here. Hello, Jeannie. Kaiwan is here. Hi, Kaiwan. Matt, are you here? That's me. I'm here. Hello. Kat, are you here?
Present.
All right. And Professor Angela, did you make it?
I did.
And she's not
I
on
am
the road
here.
today.
Not on the
And
road
that's
today.
all you missed with the muted audio.
Yep, you guys just heard the whole thing right
Yes,
there.
Really.
Anyway, classic 10th floor blunder. I don't know.
Hey.
Who used to host that
What
show?
are they gonna do? Fire us?
The bloopers show. Was that Dick Clark?
The bloopers?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Casey Kasem?
Dick Clark, yes.
Dick Clark, Casey Kasem? One of those classic guys.
Yep.
One of those classic dudes.
Like before funniest videos even.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of stuff. And the voice of Shaggy on Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And it's nothing to do with Days of Our Lives. Unless has the Scooby Gang been through Days?
No, not that I know of.
Okay,
no.
because of the soaps, if there were to be a Scooby-Doo, Days would fit the most, even though it's on the wrong network.
Yeah.
Isn't Scooby-Doo a CBS thing?
I could totally see Leo with Roro.
Well,
and we know Holly wants some of those special Scooby snacks that Shaggy.
Those are two great places to start, because right now all I have for notes is just Leo and Pothead Holly is helpful.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna refer to her as Pothead Holly from now on.
Pothead Holly.
Ganja Holly.
She's helpful. She cares. She wants her mom to be happy. All right, and she doesn't want her mother to be splintered and fractured in the Demira. Do they live in the Demira house? The Demira home.
Yes.
Where Kristen is just off in the third floor somewhere, hanging out by herself in her bedroom, leaving everybody alone.
Okay, you're right. What did they do? Chain her to the bedroom?
Like they're gonna find that Stefan is just chained her to the toilet.
Yeah, right.
There's a mini fridge in reach, and she's chained to the toilet.
That's funny. I hadn't thought about that, but that is the way Days is. So like they'll have a that's just off, and they're just not dealing with that story right then. And then they'll pick up kind of right where they were. I kind of actually like it. I kind of actually like how they do that.
It's good. I think that it's good because it's a reminder to everybody watching that this is just a TV show and not a documentary on the life and times of everybody in Salem. Kristen's not on right now because she's simply not included in any of these stories. When it's time for Kristen to be included in a story again, she'll be there because this isn't real.
Perhaps right now she's just being very ordinary citizen and nothing stands out.
She's doing her thing, and when she comes back, she'll either come back because she overhears something and gets involved in something, or she's been doing something quietly behind the scenes and will reveal it when she shows up again.
Yep.
Well, she's making up for lost time with her daughter because they had no time.
Well, there you go.
Time together, so.
They're going to Paris. They're going to Madagascar.
Well, maybe they're just going to see the Christmas Carol, and they're going ice skating and
enjoying the holidays. Yes.
Yes. That's what I'm going to envision. That's what they're doing.
And Jeannie wants to know.
Hear somebody doing something soon for sure.
Jeannie wants to know if we noticed it was still Thanksgiving, and yes.
Yeah.
A week is a day, and a day is a week here in Soapland, folks. By the time next Monday comes around,
there are days that have literally lasted a month on a soap opera.
Just depends on how dramatic the day is for all of these families.
Exactly. Yeah, Carly and Jason's wedding day on General Hospital was literally almost 4 weeks long.
It did take forever.
Yeah,
it did. Yeah,
I don't recall. I remember the car bomb, but that's a different show. Oh, goodness.
Nope, that was part of their wedding day as well.
What? No, I mean,
But it
yeah,
is a different show.
but it
Oh,
is.
a different show than what we're discussing.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. You know, maybe
Yeah.
one day we can do like the mishmash soap hour where we just talk about randomly Young and the Restless.
So
Victor
what do you
Newman.
think- So what do you guys think Pothead Holly is going to have up her sleeve?
What do you mean up her sleeve?
Right.
She's trying to do the great thing. She's doing good stuff.
I know, but
Well,
she still got
then
this,
she-
she still has this attraction to Johnny. She's going to do something crazy. She's going to have Tate do something crazy or something.
Well, she had Tate distracting, running interference with Chanel,
Yep.
so she could go.
I just don't foresee Holly being particularly successful or well thought out about any of this stuff.
No, it
Um,
just does kind of seem like a Keystone Cops kind of plan they got going on.
You distract him for a while I
You work by feminine wiles.
Yes. While he finds me undesirable, so desirable, right?
Yeah.
I'll break down those walls. It's only
Yeah.
a matter of
Oh my
time.
gosh. Well, I guess eventually her and Tate will fall for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tate has
Yeah, I
already
think so.
fallen. I mean, in order
Yeah, I was gonna say Tate's already gone.
in order
Yeah.
to do this, in order to be like, okay, yeah, let me help you get this guy. Sure. He
Yeah.
doesn't believe it. Just want to spend some time with you. Just want to be. Apparently on Passions, Sheridan was being buried alive for 7 weeks.
Yeah, I love soap operas.
If there was a show it was gonna happen on.
Well, Passions, as I understand it, is the most egregious when it comes to just the slow passage of time. For all of the years that it was on, I think like 63 days in total actually passed on that show. Somebody did the math.
That's really funny. And my lord, soap fans have way too much time on our hands.
Really, really, really. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's a limitation for me, an attention span thing for me. But I find that, like, I'm a nerd and I like things, and there are things that I know plenty about. But there are folks out there that know way more about the things that I know a lot about.
Mhm.
And I just don't know how they've had the time to do that.
That's a lot of dissection, isn't it?
You
Yeah.
know? I'm not even talking about soaps. I'm a big old Star Trek nerd. I know lots about that nonsense. And there are people out there that are like, the yield of a photon torpedo from the aft tube with blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like,
What?
why do you know that? Anyway. So yeah, Pothead Holly, she's helpful. So what do you think about this DNA test? Do you think it's is it going to work?
I don't know. I mean, they could go two ways with it. I have a feeling that Sloane's going to get there just in time to screw with it. But they could also go with that it tells the truth.
Mhm.
And then the question is, how long does it take them to figure out that Sloane was in on it?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It could go multiple ways.
This suddenly
Maybe.
becomes the Melinda story.
Yeah.
Well, Sloan better get on it though, because like Kayla said, they could have the results in maybe as short as an hour. And right
Yeah.
now, Sloan doesn't even know that they're over there doing that yet.
Well, we know from the promo that Sloane shows up in time to be there when they have the results. So we don't know how much earlier she shows up. We're like, Nuck, you're cutting your head off, Matt.
I
No,
know, I'm working on it.
This is how we could have Kristen right back into the mess of things. She can go in that safe and find that copy that EJ put in there. New blackmail material.
I mean, there is a lot of DNA tests out there right now when it comes to this baby. Or okay, not a lot. There's one.
I had thought the way that they were going to drag it out was to test it against the, EJ sample they already had at the hospital, which would, of course, said that wasn't the baby because EJ's not actually that child's father.
No.
However, they didn't go that way. Nicole supplied her toothbrush.
Her toothbrush.
Yeah.
Not even a fresh swab. Just here's my toothbrush.
I was gonna say, why couldn't she just, now she has to, what was this? Well, my 3 months are up. I have to replace it anyway.
Yeah.
So
I have a drawer of
like
these.
the next morning, she's gonna be like, damn, God.
I only buy toothbrushes from Costco, so I've got 50.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, you're right. It would make sense since she went to the hospital anyway. Why wouldn't they just swab her cheek? She didn't need to bring
Right.
a gosh darn thing because she brought her whole body.
Right. Yeah.
Give Nicole her baby
But
back now, not when she's 10 feet. What? 10 feet? I must be reading
maybe
that
it just
wrong.
says no when she's 10.
Oh.
The feet thing was a mistake. I agree. I want Nicole to have her baby back right now, but I don't think it'll drag out till 10, but I think it would be fun for them to do have them find out that the baby is Nicole and EJ's. She gets the baby back, and then it's a question of when the truth all comes out about how this actually happened. And Sloan running around like a crazy person trying to.
Yeah. And Melinda is the devil.
Right.
Because she is the devil, and that's how we bring the devil back again.
Yes.
Melinda is just the devil in human form, not possessing anybody. She's simply Satan and always has been.
Well, then she needs to bring Lee back. And
I am
they can
resurrected
rule
him with my dark power.
Yes.
It's not expensive to do a voice modulation, so they could do it. They could do it easy, and it will cost no money.
Well, they do them.
They should do it again. For me to watch live, so I don't have to go back and watch previous things. Did I dream that they were doing another Christmas Salem thing?
Dead.
I think I dreamed it. I dreamed they were doing another
I think you dreamed it. They haven't announced another Fairy
okay.
Salem Christmas.
Because I would like that. See, I'm just in Christmas mood, I think is what it is. I gotta
Yeah.
go back and, is it still up?
Apparently.
Let me look. I gotta go back and watch the old one if it still is.
I don't think it is.
Well, I know they took the Beyond Salem stuff down.
I don't know if the Christmas one is up or not, but I know where you can watch it if it's not.
I watched it. I didn't watch the Beyond Salem one, but I watched the Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, I like
I
Christmas
like
things.
Christmas stuff for sure.
It is not available, but that's okay. All right.
I'm really surprised because it's Christmas time.
Maybe they're just biding their time. They're waiting for December 8th. I don't know. Is this Melinda character related to anybody else from the cast in the past? Asks Kaiwan, I think. I don't think so.
She had a daughter who was married to Trip, but her daughter's dead.
Right, but it's not been like, she hasn't had like, it's not like the Shins who have had like the established brother, sister, parent with a job at Demira and all of that kind of stuff. It's just been Melinda and
Actually,
her
I'm
daughter.
pretty sure Melinda's been on longer than the Shins, but yes, no, she hasn't. I don't think she has there. No.
Oh.
Kudos to the show for just not making her a Shin. That's something GH would do.
It's true.
It
is.
Let's see here. What else happened? Let's see. Oh, we could talk about Leo. So Leo, I guess, is gonna get out on Monday.
Yes, Leo and Dimitri. I just adore them.
I like them too.
And there's a very fun visitor at Dimitri's door.
Yes. Oh, that's right. So they didn't open the door yet, right?
No.
Did they? No, they didn't. Because it's
been announced.
Yeah. It's Jackie Cox, the drag queen, which apparently had been on days before. It has a character.
She has. She's Leo's ex-husband.
Yeah.
Yep.
With like a character name. It's not like, hi, I'm Jackie Cox. It's
Nope.
something. Like it's
Yeah,
Jackie Cox as somebody.
Darius.
Darius?
Yep.
I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't know. I think it's neat though, because I know that queen.
Yeah. The character's
personally.
name is Darius. Yeah. The character.
Not personally.
What?
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with the queen. I don't know them personally, but I'm
I
familiar.
wonder is Dimitri going to be jealous of this person?
I don't know. I think that they're there with a plan to help Dimitri somehow. I don't know what it is. Or maybe they're there to try to help Leo and yeah.
Well, I mean, because the article came out, and if this Darius person read the article, then maybe they rushed to where they thought Leo might be to see if they can help. Or they're familiar with Dimitri and rushed over there to see how they can help. I'm curious to know because I saw some commentary on Twitter where they're like, oh, all this campiness from the gays, it's not representative. Grumble, grumble, grumble. It's an interesting take because when it comes to representation. You can never represent everybody ever, no matter what you do.
Okay, here's the thing. It's not representative. Okay, how many straight couples are there
100
on the
million.
show? Right. How many gay couples are there?
A.
Hold on. Let me just the one right now. Just the one.
One right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So really, yes. So much gay. Shut up. Shut up.
Well,
if you are making this argument, and I speak only for myself, not for the entire 10th floor, I understand. But if you are making the argument, if you are complaining about gay people on TV, shut up.
You know, it was less about gay people on TV and more about the type of gay people that are on TV.
Yeah.
And again, I say,
shut up.
Shut up.
So from my understanding, because we've seen Sonny on the show as well, and on Days, Sonny's Days Sonny's. He's not super over the top mega camp. He's quite traditional. I don't even know the right word. I don't know what the opposite of camp is.
Let's see. Wait, like straight passing.
Is he straight laced
like that either?
Straight passing.
But because that's not necessarily the case. I mean, yes, but also
yes, like it's exactly not like it. Well, I mean, even Dimitri.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm, when it comes to the spectrum of representation that's been on Days of Our Lives, I feel as though they have gone through the gamut. Even if I didn't see it, my understanding is they haven't just leaned on a particular gay trope when it comes to representation.
They haven't.
So that's cool and that's nice. And then when it comes to what Jackie's up to, I don't know what's going to go on in that scene. I can't imagine that they're going to have a scene where she comes in and it's just a joke a minute. I don't know what the point of that would be, to bring somebody in new for a scene to just do backflips and cartwheels. I feel like there's going to be something to it.
There isn't
just ridiculousness. And for me, when it comes to my familiarness with Jackie Cox, which isn't great, I just saw her in RuPaul's Drag Race. But when it comes to it, when it comes to handling more serious content, she was one of the better ones.
Yes.
So maybe it won't be adding to the camp.
I think that they're just, people just want to
see it all on Monday, huh?
We certainly will. Sometimes you just got to wait and see when it comes to these things. Your gut is going to tell you something. You got to see how the show resolves it to see what it really is. You can see promos where it's like, oh my God, Sarah's baby gets kidnapped. What are they doing with all of this baby nonsense? Baby's here, baby's there. But as it turns out, it was for 12 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
Sometimes you just got to wait and see.
Constantine, he needs to hit the road, doesn't he?
Not until he has what's his.
Yeah, right.
Nothing's gonna give my revenge.
Yes, my revenge for Victor not giving you money that he shouldn't have given me. That I was not entitled to.
He's just a bad man doing bad things.
And that's what makes those are what make the soap opera world go round.
He's a villain, and when it comes to villains, they really have to. They really need to establish some great villainy on Days. In the palm of my hand, I can pick the villains, and there's a lot of other people that are not villainous. There are people who are making poor choices, like Chad. He's making poor choices. Constantine, he's a bad guy.
Yes.
He's up to no good.
He doesn't have to do all that, because I don't think Stephanie's really looking at Everett that way anyway. He doesn't need to do all that.
Well, now that Everett's ring fell out of his bag or whatever, or she found the ring, maybe something might change.
I think she's feeling more sorry for him than she is, attracted to him in a way.
But she wants to be married.
No, I think that I think Stephanie's torn. Not torn necessarily, but she had thought that, Everett had ghosted her, and then it turns out that he didn't, and now she's finding that, he was even more in love with her than she even thought, and I think she is torn. It has, mixed feelings about the whole thing, but especially with the issues that her and Chad were having.
Yeah. Well, when she finds out, and of course she will find about Chad having him fired and buying half of the company and all that, and When the
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna find out quick, okay? Because they don't wait a week. All right, Everett got fired, and by the end of the episode, or by the end of the week at least, he was on the phone with Gwen. So we don't wait for nothing here on Days of Our Lives.
No, there's
Which is
I
great.
hope they resolve it fast because it would be okay for this store. Oh,
Oh goodness gracious. Stuff. Days of Our Lives. What a great week. I don't know. Was it a great week? Did you guys think it was a great week? It was better than last week.
I mean, I'm missing my Ava and Harris, although I got a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But I'm loving the acting in the. I mean,
so the performances are good.
Ari is just knocking it out of the park.
Which is great because we're not going to get 9 months of her being super tear filled.
No, she's like, I know this is
my baby. Gosh darn it!
And
give me my baby. How did you wind up with my baby, Sloan?
I don't want this kid to be a toddler.
Right.
No. Not unless they soars it right away.
You could already tell that Sloan is not going to be maternal.
And that baby don't like her.
No, the baby don't like her. And she doesn't seem to be, she doesn't seem to be that crazy about the baby either.
Yeah, she's like, now that she has the baby, it's okay, great. Now what?
Here, take care of him. Here. And they haven't even named him yet. Yeah, I'm going to call him it. What are they going to
do? Right? How have you not named this child yet?
Which is another thing that makes me think that they're not dragging it out.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think maybe they're not. That's another reason I think that they're not maybe dragging it out.
To be named EJJ.
EJJ
Jr.
Yeah. Yeah.
EJJ.
E double J.
E double J.
Come here, EDJ.
There's one thing about EJ. He's not naming a child of his Elvis. It's not happening.
That's too bad. It's too bad. He should.
So the next name, so Sloan didn't like the name of Samuel, right? So what if the next name that he comes up with, and not associating at all, but how about Nicholas? No, he can't name it.
I think Sloan would kill him in his sleep just for suggesting it.
If not Elvis, then Civil, which is Elvis backwards.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine, whatever. I don't know what they're going to name that kid. It's not even EJ's anyway. Whatever.
Or isn't.
Whatever.
But I do think that secret would be held much longer than that it not being, that it's Nicole's baby. Perhaps that secret will be a lot longer.
In 4 years, EJ is dead, and somebody opens his safe, and they're like, "What's this?"
I know, right?
It could happen. But he won't be really dead. He'll come back.
No. Dave's dead. We're just counting the days until Leech in comes
his wackadoodle mom will save him in some way.
Elvis, you can't die. Get up. Where's John and Marlena, man? Specifically John.
Yeah.
Well,
I know it's warming up. Right? Is Constantine being folded?
Yeah, he's on this week.
Is this pond thing folding into the Constantine thing? And I don't know where the source of this is going to be coming from.
The what thing?
This
pond thing?
Pond thing. Because they're reaching in the Wayback Machine.
It's completely possible that is part of the Constantine stuff because, that was all Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because it was Stefano too. So, yeah, no, because Steve was, I don't remember. Never mind. I get them confused. It's possible that it's feeding into the Constantine thing. It would make sense that it would be. We'll see.
So there's a Roman. Roman dies. And then there's this person that comes in and his face is all wrapped up because of Stefano or something. And Stefano's like, "This is my pawn to rule the world." My evil plans will be manifested through this person, right? And they unwrap the things, and it's John. But then he's like, I don't know who I am. You can just call me John. And they're like, okay, and we'll call you John. And then they did. And they're like, wait a minute, I think you're Roman. And he's like, I must be Roman. And then they pretended he was Roman for a long time. And then he died again or something. And then the other guy came back and he's like, nah, man, I'm Roman. And they're like, you are?
Man.
Okay. And then John comes back and they're like, so you're John. He's like, I must be. And that's the story.
anybody's wondering, this is the Dummies part of Days for Dummies.
I'm pretty sure that's the gist of it.
Ish.
And then there's a Steve who comes in and he has 2 eyes at first.
No, he came in with 1 eye. We've had this conversation. I think you're doing this to annoy me.
I like Patch, though. I do. I like that Patch.
I do.
I like that Steve Patch guy.
But I love the whole, I don't believe Constantine's story about the mob, but I'm going to go see my wife. Good luck with everything, Mag.
It is a little weird.
Yeah, that was a weird exit for me.
Well,
it's a little odd.
I hope when it all comes out and I hope when Maggie finds out Constantine's standing there right in front of him, because I'm looking for Maggie to slap the crap out of him. I'm looking for it.
She might, but Maggie's also much more of a, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed kind of person. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
I want some redheaded rage for about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh goodness gracious! Steve and Maggie, they're just asking to be taken by Constantine, really. So Steve, he's like, hey, I don't trust you. You should go. But then he's like, but I don't want to hurt Maggie, so just keep your nose clean. And I'm like, Maggie's been through so much in her life. I think she can handle this, Steve.
Yeah.
I think she can handle it, man. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's going to have some new plans, though. Constantine's going to have some new plans, and every plan he comes up with is a little more dangerous and extreme. So,
yes,
I could see him kidnapping somebody like Maggie, even
strapping a bomb to somebody's car,
and not really kidnap her and take her away, but hide her somewhere in the house, because that mansion, by the way.
Are you sure it's a mansion? I think we've only seen 2 or 3 rooms, maybe even just 2.
I know.
It's supposed to be a mansion.
We've only
it's just the living room.
Of course, there's the main room that we see all the time, and we've seen Maggie's bedroom, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
No, the other one, the Demarum one, is much more fancy.
It's more modern for sure.
Yeah.
It's well lit.
Yes, and has a foyer kind of area that they,
The Kyriakis mansion used to have one of those. I don't know what happened to it.
They replaced it with a different set.
Yeah.
Like we don't have room for this. We gotta.
Because Victor used to answer the door and be mean to people.
Oh yeah, well without Victor there to step over passed out people in front of his house.
Yes, and ask who ordered the hooker.
Yes, that sort of stuff. You know, if there's no punchline when opening the door, let's just not include the door. There's no need.
Yeah.
There's no need. So Xander and Sarah seem to still like each other a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that a snoozer for you, Angela?
Yeah. Very much so. They are wash-wins for Pete, the 2 of them. They get together, they're happy, and then for reasons passing understanding, he does something underhanded for what he thinks are the right reasons. She finds out, and then it's just...
It's this
one.
What?
More the same, maybe?
Okay. Maybe. I mean, I don't know what they're going to have him do, but it'll be something, I'm sure.
Maybe.
Well, he's not going to find out that he's really Victor's son.
Maybe that's what it is. He's going to find out he's really Victor's son. He's going to be like, this is it, Sarah. All of our dreams are going to come true. I'm going to have access to untold millions more than before. And she's going to be like, it's ruined you. The money has gone to your head.
She'll destroy you.
I mean, he fired Everett to make more money off the newspaper.
Yeah.
Because Chad is just the most expensive way. The most expensive way he could do this. Oh my God, Chad. Money must be no object.
I love what he says. I know this is going to really sound very 1% of me.
Yeah,
I was like, self-awareness at least.
I mean, did you ever think to like just take Everett into a room and be like, hey, Everett, how does $3 million sound to go back to Seattle?
Well, no, because then Everett could turn around and tell Stephanie.
What? I can't believe he would come into town and say that to you, Stephanie. You clearly, after all of this time, he ghosts you and then lies about me bribing him to leave town. I don't think you should associate with him anymore. This is dangerous for both of us. I win, and it cost me no money other than $3 million to get him out of town.
Oh.
I shouldn't write for a soap.
They need drawn out story.
How about a different drawn out story than this one though?
Yeah.
You know, not to be too critical, but I'm gonna be. The story is weak. It's weak. It is so weak.
It absolutely is.
It serves the characters really in no way. It doesn't make Chad look good. It doesn't make Everett look good, and it doesn't make Stephanie look good. I don't know who to like in this. I don't know who to cheer for. I don't know who to feel bad for.
My thing is, I'm wondering how him being Jada's ex-husband is going to fit into all of this.
And why is it going to matter at this point?
Well, I'm like, was he married to Jada while with Stephanie? I don't know. I mean, I think there's going to be something. I don't know.
And is this all just to be it so like Chad is like, oh yeah, see, I knew it the whole time. I was right for all of this.
Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me.
So yeah, I just don't see the purpose of it. You know, it seems to be purposeless drama.
Perhaps there'll be some, other part that we're not aware of yet to make it more.
I'm ever hopeful. I'm not saying,
right? Yeah, there has to be.
I'm not so extreme to be like, I'm turning this off. I'm only going to read recaps until John's back on. No, I'm not going to do that.
I want more. I'm with Angela though. I want some more Harris and Ava.
Will we have their date this week? We finally have their first date. That was supposed to be tonight or tomorrow night, like 3 weeks ago.
Hey, it's been a long day. They had a holiday crop up that they forgot about. And then she murdered somebody. So, hey.
Yeah. It wasn't murder. It was justifiable homicide. Different.
It sure was.
She justifiably homicided somebody.
Yes, she did.
There's been a lot. There's been a lot going on.
Terminated with them with extreme prejudice.
Yeah, she shot him. Until he was dead.
She killed him till he died from it.
Yes. Yeah. She killed him dead. That's what she did. She sure did. Gus.
Well,
Gary? What was his name?
Gil.
So
close.
And
I had the G right.
Harris is going to go visit somebody in jail, right?
Yeah, it's going to be Clyde. And Clyde's going to be like, hey, Lucas. I got Stefan to steal some.
Go
Lucas.
I don't care.
He's going to visit Lucas.
Yes. And Lucas, then Lucas is probably going to help him with the whole Clyde issue.
Yes, they want Lucas to be their man on the inside.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Lucas getting some screen time.
Is he going to go to him? So do you think, is Harris going to go to him as a police officer, or is he going to go as a civilian to talk to him?
I think he's going to go as a police officer because I think Jade is with him.
Okay.
Well,
it would be a little more interesting for me if he went as a civilian.
If you do,
I'm sorry, Veda.
I'd like a double plan or something.
Veda
has snow.
She does
I'm
have
sorry.
Snow. I wish I had snow, but I live in Los Angeles and there's not any snow.
I hate snow. I don't want.
I'm so glad I don't live in a snowy climate. I never have, and I never want to. It looks like
the older I get, the more I hate the snow.
It looks like beautiful to me, but also like a big pain in the ass.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, oh, it's so pretty the first, like when you're watching it from the window, and then I want it to disappear because after that you have to shovel it, and no, I'm good, thank you.
That's why you
and
have
drive
kids.
in it and everything else in it. Yep.
I mean, that's usually why people have children, to do all of the stuff that the parents are like, nah, I ain't doing this. Shovel that
my
walk.
kids are all grown and gone now. So
have you had any snow yet, Angela?
Have you considered paying them? Children or your kids will do stuff if you pay them for it.
Well, yeah, but only one's anywhere close, and she's iffy at best for pay.
Call the ones that are further out and pay for their flight. And there's ways to do this the Chad Demira style. Okay?
I'm not paying a flight from Chicago for my son to clean the snow off my car. We actually didn't have a bad winter last year. We got very little snow, but like every time, and it was really funny. All winter, I was like, stays like this, maybe I won't move away. Maybe I can retire here. And then it would snow like half an inch, and I can't live like this. I can't live like this. I have to get out of here. I'm ridiculous when it comes to the snow.
Hey, I watch YouTube, and on YouTube
we haven't had any yet, but Usually we don't until after Christmas at this point.
I mean, snow is dangerous, folks. Okay, I've been watching YouTube, and on YouTube, there's a lot of people who fall down. There's so many videos of people falling down on YouTube.
Yes.
And you know what a big culprit for people falling down is? Ice.
Snow and ice.
Snow and ice. People just slipping down their steps on their porch and stuff, and it made me think. Gives me this thought: why do they have porches? It seems so dangerous to have porches in snow climates. Like, don't have porches.
But then you'd have snow against your door.
I'd stay inside.
Okay.
Michael needs snow.
No, Michael, you don't. You don't know what you're saying.
Dolomedic says, "Hi guys, I'm ready for Lucas to get out of jail already."
Well, I think him helping Harris is what's going to lead to his earlier
release. Your
release.
sentence, Lucas. You help spy on this Clyde guy.
And I know Lucas. Lucas is Kate's kid, right?
Yes.
Look at you.
Well, I don't know what they used to look like, but they don't look like son and mother anymore. They look like they could be like a couple to me.
It's because Kate has stayed so fresh.
Look a lot younger. Maybe he used to look a lot younger and a lot different. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, is that he's aging and she's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that's what happens with men and women. Women don't age. Women are ageless. Men, they get old and crotchety.
But, and if I guess if I had been watching them all this time, I wouldn't feel that way. Just like, for instance, Olivia and Dante, they look to me like they could be a couple as well in General Hospital. But I've been watching them for years and years and years, so I don't think of it that way. But since I'm a new viewer on Days, it looks weird to me. Lucas and Kate don't.
I don't know. Kate always seemed like grandparent age to me, while Lucas felt like dad age. But I've only seen like 2 scenes with Lucas. Like the longest time I had staring at Lucas was at Day of Days.
Exactly. I've seen him in real life more than I've seen him on screen.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yep.
Brian D is 50. Who's Brian D?
Lucas.
Ah, well, there you go. Datillo?
Okay.
Brian Datillo?
Yes.
Yes, I wrote that name a couple of times.
Kate, Lauren Coslow is 70.
See what the 20-year difference. It's just what Kate is just what I mean, I'm not going to say without proof, but I would assume that she just found a really good doctor.
I would imagine.
Who I mean, a couple of good doctors. One that kept everything where it needed to be, and another one who told her how to live so it all stayed where it belonged.
Yeah. Healthy lifestyle and a little help.
And a little help, yeah.
Yeah.
And Brian's actually 52.
Well, there you go. 52. See, 2 whole years more than just 50. All right. And that makes him a whole, like 12 years older than me or something.
So
maybe even 14.
As a person, as an actor, he looks his age, and she does not.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But at the convention we went to, not Day of Days, but the other convention for the other soap that we went to, that was a topic. They had the 4 women up there, and they talked a little bit about ageism in soaps and how it absolutely will affect a actress in daytime 100-fold more than it will a male in daytime. But
without a doubt.
But then we also had Josh Kelly up there saying that the stresses that are on men are not necessarily about how young we look, but about how fit we are at all times. Like they called him fat when he joined the show. Like ABC was like, "Yo, Josh, you need to lose some weight, bro. You're a little tubby." What?
I don't think they said it that way.
What?
I hope not.
They might have said it that way. It's Hollywood, Mom. They could have said it way worse. They could have said, "Hey, cut the fat or you're out." They could have.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I mean, Gloria Monte used to berate Jeannie Francis on set.
See,
put
down that donut, Jeannie. That's why they stopped doing craft services.
She was awful to her.
Oh, horrible!
That's sad.
Horrible to her.
That's how eating disorders start sometimes.
Oh yeah, and especially back then. I mean, so it was overt back then. Now they have to do it in
And drug
subtle ways.
addictions as well.
The
Absolutely.
pills that Judy Garland.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they also, Sean Kanan had that issue too. There were fat jokes in the script written about AJ,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And he felt
which he
stressed
said
about
were
it.
really, really hard on him.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time he was there, not when he was younger, the last time.
Oh, really? The last
Mhm.
time he was there when Sonny killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Ava killed him. Anyway. Yeah, so a lot of pressures out there, but then that leads to what we see here, where Kate has captured and has been frozen in time at 62 years
Yes.
old.
Yeah.
While Lucas doesn't have Brian Datillo doesn't have to necessarily do that to keep his job.
Right.
Because
Well, he must be excited that it appears that he wasn't working as much, and now he's back in Camus, got himself a storyline. But if they're so far ahead, he might be back in the mothballs again by now.
I mean, he must be prominent enough for, I don't know, like, was he a replacement for a day of days? Because for me, he was a little out of place when it came to the people that were there. When it came to how active they were on the show at the time. Not that he doesn't belong. He just hadn't been up to anything.
Right.
Well, I think it was that he was their representative of future story.
Yeah.
Story that was coming up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, that doesn't help us when we're doing the interview to not know what the future story is, to be able to, like, discuss it.
And Indy's PR says, that sounds like a you problem.
All right, I guess we'll just we'll do our best to get him to suggest what might be coming. So, Brian, tell us what you can.
Yeah.
Just be vague about it, but just speak.
I can't tell you anything.
I understand you can't tell me anything, but you can allude to things, Brian. So let's start alluding. No, all right, fine. Well, there's no point to this interview, Brian. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you sitting in this chair. But we're gonna let you have this opportunity to maybe eat a sandwich and drink some water, refresh. Michael Fairman is up next. Thank you. DC Soap Sanctuary says, I remember on One Life to Live when Destiny's weight became a storyline topic, which I feel is hard since it's about the actor's personal look. But it tells a story but can still be tough. Absolutely. There was what was this? Young and the Restless clip that Young
and the Restless. There was a big long storyline about Tracy's weight.
They talked about Tracy's weight all the time, and they
look at you guys.
They also insulted just her general attractiveness too.
Mm-hmm.
So Will DeVry retweeted a clip of Young and the Restless way back when, and it's Tracy at the beach with her contemporaries. I don't know if this is high school or college or what, but she's there and she takes her thing
Danny
off.
and Cricket and all that.
She's in a bikini and people are like, or like the B word, the blonde B word was like, oh, look at her, she looks so bad. And she's like, hey, I lost 5 pounds or whatever. And and then there was like this unity, and someone went up to her and was like, you look great, Tracy, and gave her a fist bump type of thing. And Will DeVry was like, this was great. Kudos to all of the performers. Whoever plays Tracy is amazing. And then people decided to not join in on the fun memories of a great story and just decided to tell Will DeVry that he was a monster for not knowing who played Tracy.
Yeah, I remember that. That was so... Soap Twitter was soap twittering as it does.
Yeah, they were doing the Twitter best, huh?
Oh gosh, he couldn't even compliment somebody who did good in the genre that he participates in without people going, how dare you not know the actress? I don't know who that actress is. I have since forgotten who she is. But she even like commented on it. She's like, hey, thanks, Will. That was like really important work or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that storyline was like over 25 years ago.
Yeah, maybe
to begin with.
Maybe even longer than that, really. I mean, that was a long time ago.
Long enough for Mom to remember it perfectly well, which means that she was watching it more regularly.
Yeah, that was years ago. And Brad, you know, he's over on the other show and has been for years, Bold and Beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's a different character. He's not Brad over there.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that's part of that too.
Mhm.
DC wonders if the actors agree to it, if the writers force it upon them. What interesting language to choose for that question.
Well, I mean,
An actor does their job.
an actor does their job. I mean, back then, I would say they absolutely had no choice. Now they might say, would you be okay with this story just because it's a different climate? But
Yeah.
a lot of the times they act what's on the page.
I would say that like the Your Fat story just doesn't really have a place in the contemporary soap market.
Right.
For viewers. I don't think that would necessarily be a
Mhm.
attractive story for viewers, young or old. And so I just don't really see the
Today's
point of doing
world,
it now.
guarantee we'd all hate it.
Yeah, like now, no. I can understand in the 80s, like
Right.
back in the day when it was all about aerobics and diet pills. Like I get it. It was kind of part of the
Right.
culture. But we as a society have moved on from that when it comes to depictions on TV, not necessarily interpersonally with each
Right.
other. But when it comes to what we put on TV, that sort of style has gone away in the 90s. The last time I remember it was
Right.
Saved by the Bell. You know, all of those sitcoms in the 90s, they had their episode of the younger sister gets hooked on diet pills, the mom gets hooked on diet pills.
The very special
A
episode.
very
Yeah.
special episode about your,
Yeah.
your amphetamines that you're using as a diet pill that's really going to hurt you. Have you ever seen that movie with Jared Leto?
Hmm.
Don't do it, folks.
Dolomitics. I remember that storyline as well with Craig and Nancy and how everybody was like, why would he be with her? And that was a really important storyline. I remember when they split them up a couple of years ago and had him come out as closeted gay, people were really, really mad because it basically undid that storyline. You know, that he loved Nancy for who she was, and
Is
you
this
know, he
is this
absolutely
Young and the
adored
Restless
that woman.
again?
Nope, this is Days of Our Lives.
Oh, okay. I don't know who they are then.
Chloe's parents.
Oh.
Chloe's parents. Her mother was plus size,
Mm-hmm.
played by Patricia
Oh,
Darbo.
yeah, I know her.
And her dad was very, very hunky and sexy. And, you know, there was a lot of, what does he see in her? It can't be. But they were madly in love.
And then
Madly in love. And he didn't care her size.
But if he was gay the whole time, she was just his beard, and he didn't care as much as he
And
claimed.
that, yeah. And people were really, really pissed about that rewrite. Because it was such a great story that they did with them.
Well, there's only two people to blame.
Well,
It's
how
the people
would they
who get blamed for everybody. The fired guy and that writer.
How in the past have they written a story where a man is interested romantically with Susan? I mean, she was movies all get out.
Once. I know for sure. But then he was crazy and locked her up in his house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, her current husband's an Elvis impersonator, so.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to find the Ellie to the Spinelli, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing, is that you just have to have find your lobster.
Yeah.
It's a Friends reference for all of us Friends fans out there.
It's funny in my store, in my home store, I sold a T-shirt this week that said "You are my lobster," and it's Ross and Rachel on the cover on the graphic. It's
Leo to become a better man because of Craig. Goodness.
No, but I like. See, I wish I'm fine with them having Leo become a better man because of Dimitri. I wish they had left Craig and Nancy alone.
Man.
I like it too.
I wish they had left Craig and Nancy alone because it was such a great, important storyline.
Yeah. DC Soap Sanctuary, do you think those style of stories should come back? No, not necessarily. I think that if it's if we're going to be dealing with it, it has to be incredibly even more purposeful than we did in the past. Like there has to be a direct, well thought out, before we even shoot the first scene, reason and direction for doing something that focuses on somebody's weight.
Yes.
And the problem with it too is that if they have one plus size person and then they have every other woman in town is a size negative 23,
Then yeah, I get it.
it's almost pandering. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to, I don't have good days examples, so I'm sorry for this. But over on the other show, we're not going to get a Maxie's diet storyline. We're not going to get a how did Amy cut the weight story. We're not, they're not, we're
No.
not. I don't think the audience is necessarily interested in it
No.
anymore. And I'm not sure they were interested in it before,
Probably
Yeah.
not.
you know?
No.
So I don't know.
No.
I don't know. It's all an atmosphere thing, though. You
Mhm.
know, whatever the sentiments of the audience are, and if soaps last another 20 years, they're going to be very unrecognizable to what they
Right.
are now. Especially if they last another 20 years, because the people that are still appreciative of some of these classic soap tropes are not going to be able to appreciate them anymore, leaving only the people who have not appreciated them left consuming this. So who knows what the landscape will be?
It's going to be interesting.
You know, because you can already see it.
Still have some longevity though, and I certainly don't want them to go away.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want another 10 years, at least for me.
Yeah.
Just for me. Just for me, another 10.
Mm-hmm.
Just for me. At least. You know, if they can find a way to make it go my entire life, then I'm happy with that too. I don't have expectations for that. I feel like the only thing that really I can expect to still be doing something is Disney itself. Like
Yeah.
the corporation of Disney will still be doing something when I'm 89 years old.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
I can't say the same thing for Walmart and Target, but I can say that for Disney.
I think so. I think you can.
Disney will outlive us all.
Oh, goodness gracious. And hopefully they're still making General Hospital at the time. But yeah, I want 10 more years of soaps, and then I don't know what it'll look like. But I still want it, and it'll be fun. But you can already see it. People are more sensitive to autonomy. People are more sensitive to even like planting a kiss on somebody who doesn't want it. When it comes to any sort of seduction, like that's not so okay anymore. Drugging somebody without their permission, you know, it's like really the only thing that you can do is murder somebody who deserves it, not somebody who doesn't. And there's no getting away with anything.
Not forever.
Punishment must be in the form of legal punishment, not punishment by society, not punishment by your family,
karma punishment. You know, that soaps have existed upon.
None of that's okay. And it has to be a legal, you are in jail for this crime punishment. And that is a major shift in, I think, where audiences are when it comes to the expectations of what happens to their villains.
Here's my thing is that I don't think that's where the majority of the audience is.
Maybe not the majority.
I think the majority of the audience turns on their soap, watches it, and then goes all about their day. The vocal minority are on social media screaming that so-and-so has to go to jail. I don't think the majority think that. Thank God. Which is why I don't think the powers that be are going that way.
No. I mean, clearly we're alluding to the other show more than this one. But it's because this one's not really offering me much, honestly. Like right now, like just I know it's right now. I know it's harsh to say, but right now, it's a month ago, totally in. This month, not so much. Next month, I could love it more than I ever have. But as it stands right now, the offerings that I'm getting from Days of Our Lives is not giving me much to want to chew through and analyze and learn from. Unfortunately,
I'm looking forward to all the jail stuff. I am the Harris and Ava and the jail stuff. I'm looking forward to all. I want to see that Clive get what he's coming to him. That's for sure. So I'm looking forward to those storylines. And of course, you know, I want to see, because I love them, I want to see Abe, you know, he's going to get his memory back and he's so happy. I want to see all that.
Some wholesome Christmas would be great.
I want that Christmas feel good stuff.
So yeah, like I said.
I want that stuff in the jail to be popping.
I think it will be.
Well, there you go. Kaiwan understands what I was saying. He's talking about a couple of years ago. He's feeling the same thing. Really liked it. Wasn't really offering what he was enjoying, but hey, he's back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, by the time, what it is, I just miss John. I just miss John. I get that he's, taking a break or whatever and he's old, but I just miss John. I want John on my show. I like Steve, but
He's
Steve's
on
not as
this
good
week.
without John. Without John,
He's on
there's
this
no
week.
days.
You get them both. You get Black Patch on the case together on screen
Just-
this week.
Just
Yay.
make this the John Black
Yep.
hour every day, and I will watch.
Mhm.
All right. The
John
hour.
Black show.
Just the John Black show.
You
I'll
just want him
retire,
in
but I
bed
can't
feeding. You just
Yeah,
want him
you
in
just
bed
want him on
feeding
more where you
Marlena
No.
where you can impersonate him.
strawberry flavored.
I mean,
things.
you can have that. I mean, people seem to enjoy that. They can do that for you folks. But I'll get myself a cup of coffee while that's happening or something.
There you
You
go.
want him in bed with Patch feeding him strawberry flavored things.
See, Jeannie understands too. Jeannie said for years I couldn't care about Young and the Restless, but now I'm just totally sold. I don't know what's going on with Young and the Restless, but apparently it's amazing right now.
It is very amazing. But this is the thing with soaps too, is that with the amount of content they have to put out, it
There's
can't
gonna be
all
highs and
be
lows,
keep
huh?
you at the edge of your seat.
No. Sometimes you got to bring the audience down so you can really bring them back up again.
And that's the thing, is that they cannot, it's impossible that everything will be, oh my God, I have to see this every day, 5 days a week.
No.
52 weeks a year.
No. How about
No,
50 weeks
and
a
you
year?
know, and
50.
I've seen over the decades of watching very many different soaps. I've seen my fair share of filler episodes.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've seen my fair share of filler episodes in shows that aren't on all year long.
Right.
So there's a reason why seasons mostly shrunk down to 10 to 15 episodes, 8 even, is because a lot of these shows were like, we're not going to bother with the episode that is about nothing anymore.
Mhm.
Right.
Unless your show's about nothing, which is pretty much just sitcoms now.
Mm-hmm.
Sitcoms are like the only thing that I can think of that might still get 20 episodes.
And the majority of them don't last more than a couple seasons, if even that.
Yeah, it's because of you folks watching right now.
Yeah,
Your
sitcoms are
tastes
the same.
have changed so much.
Everything. The way they presented, the way we view things, everything.
It's not because of these folks. It's because of the younger generation that have no attention span.
I know.
The way they
know.
consume.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
okay, so I'll use Lost as an example. Lost was great. Lost,
we
didn't
still have our
much filler.
soaps.
And they did 18 to 20 to 22 episodes a season. Lost did.
You did. I
Good
love
stuff.
that show.
Just good stuff. Well, hey, folks,
I
if there's
never
anything-
watched a single episode of Lost.
Well, you should.
Well, you still could.
Your life would be better after watching Lost. I'm just gonna say it's gonna improve your life.
Did you watch
I can't tell you
Desperate
how.
Housewives, Angela?
I did, yes.
Oh, well, then you recognize the new guy on General Hospital.
Yes, I do.
Do you recognize the new guy on General Hospital, Ma? Well,
guy-
folks, join us at 11 o'clock and we'll talk about it.
Yes, we should.
How's that for a lead-in, huh?
Yeah, right?
Yep.
David loves his soaps. We all love our soaps. That's why we do this podcast. That's why we sit here and just mumble on about all kinds of different stuff, especially Days of Our Lives here. But, it's 10:18. We have hit that hour.
Yes.
Class
Yep.
dismissed. Because, we got to prepare for the 10th floor to talk about that guy in Kelly's. So, hey,
Yeah.
get ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Angela's got to make lunch for
Yeah,
the whole
I'm
neighborhood.
figuring my-
She's having a block party today, folks,
No.
and you're invited.
Well, it's past lunchtime where she's at.
It's raining here. No, it's
It's
1:18,
raining.
so I could still do lunch, but I'm not doing it for my neighborhood.
You should throw a block party. Angela's block party.
It's raining. No.
Okay, don't do it right now. Pick a day when
Well,
it's
I
not
gotta go
raining.
downstairs, make myself an egg sandwich like usual.
Ooh, an egg
That's what I
sandwich.
gotta go
huh?
do.
On regular bread, low carb bread, wheat bread, white bread,
Regular bread.
chocolate covered dip bread. You don't like bread and fondue or anything?
I
Chocolate
cake
fondue.
fondue. Yeah, I love it actually.
Chocolate fondue. All right,
Oh,
folks,
you know,
go get
I
some
know, but you
fondue.
don't dip it in chocolate in the bread fondue. You dip it in the cheese.
Oh,
Oh, I
goodness
think we used
gracious.
to. I had a group of girlfriends, and we used to do fondue parties. That was super fun.
Mhm.
Oh, it's cute. All right, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you're watching the replay. If you have any questions about Days of Our Lives, leave it in the comment, and we'll write it down, right? And then
Mhm.
next week we can answer it, and we'll be like,
Mhm.
"Oh man, did you know that Barbara Ann from Malibu had this question?" And then we'll say Barbara Ann from Malibu had this question, and then you'll be like, "I'm Barbara Ann from Malibu.
That's
The
my
Beach
question.
Boys wrote about me specifically." How do you like that? How do you like that, folks? I was
Nice.
working my way up to that.
Yes.
Anyway, folks, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH, and also Brooklyn74. The text is down there at the bottom. You can't click it, but you can read it, and you can put it in your browser. Watch Days of Our Lives so you know what we're talking about next week.
We'll be here next week.
Yeah, we'll be here next week. Live, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For Days
That's
for
what we'll
Dummies.
do.
Have a good week, everybody.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
Nav and Angela with Matt and Kat.
And we'll see you next week, and also in half an hour or so